The Bridge Trial. In 1565, a bridge in the town of Lavar, France, was put on trial after it collapsed, killing several people. The local authorities viewed the collapse as a failure of the bridge itself, rather than its poor construction or maintenance. So, in a formal legal proceeding, the bridge itself was held accountable for the deaths it caused. Witnesses were called to testify about the disaster, and arguments were made to determine the bridge's guilt. The trial ended with the bridge being condemned, and as a punishment, the local authorities ordered the destruction of the bridge and its replacement with a new, stronger structure. The Lost Pants Trial. In 2005, a man from Washington, D.C. sued a dry cleaner for $54 million over a pair of lost pants. The man had left his pants at the dry cleaner, and when he returned, they were no longer there, prompting him to file a lawsuit against the dry cleaner for breach of policy and emotional distress. He demanded a large sum of money, claiming that the loss of his pants had caused him extreme inconvenience and suffering. The case quickly became a public spectacle, with the media covering the outrageous amount of money the man was requesting. The court ultimately dismissed the case, and the man was publicly criticized and made fun of for his excessive and childish demands. The Rooster Trial. In medieval Europe, it wasn't uncommon for animals to be put on trial for crimes. One of the most hilarious examples occurred in 1474, in the town of Basel, Switzerland, where a rooster was accused of laying an egg, which was believed to be a sign of witchcraft, since it is impossible for roosters to lay eggs. The rooster was taken to trial, and after being found guilty of witchcraft, was sentenced to death. The McDonald's Trial. In 1998, a man in the U.S. sued the fast food chain McDonald's for making him fat. The 56-year-old man claimed that eating McDonald's food regularly contributed to his obesity and caused health problems like heart disease and diabetes. He filed a lawsuit arguing that McDonald's was responsible for his health condition, as they didn't provide enough warning about the health risks of eating their food. His lawyers further argued that McDonald's food was also addictive and marketed in a way that encouraged people to eat it frequently. The case was eventually dismissed, with the judge ruling that there was no legal basis for holding McDonald's accountable for the man's obesity. The Weatherman Trial. In 2009, an Israeli woman filed a lawsuit against a weatherman from the Israeli TV channel Channel 2 after he incorrectly forecasted the weather. The woman claimed that the weatherman reported clear skies and good weather, but instead, it rained that day. This inaccurate forecast made the woman dress inappropriately for the weather, and she ended up getting sick with the flu. The woman argued that as a result of the weather misreport, she missed a week of work and had to spend money on medication, prompting her to sue the station for $1,000 in damages to cover both her lost wages and medical expenses. In a surprising turn of events, the court ruled in her favor, making the TV station pay the woman the amount she asked for. The Killer Whale Trial. In 2012, a tragic incident occurred at SeaWorld when a man sneaked into the park after hours in an attempt to fulfill his dream of swimming with a killer whale. Once the park was empty, he entered the orca tank and the whale attacked him, killing him instantly. His parents decided to file a lawsuit against SeaWorld, claiming that the company failed to warn the public about the potential dangers of killer whales and that they promoted them as friendly animals, safe for public interaction. Ultimately, as the man had sneaked into the park after hours, the court dismissed the case, affirming that SeaWorld was not responsible for his actions. The Haunted House Trial. In 2012, a woman visited the Haunted House of Horrors attraction at Universal Studios in Florida. During the experience, she was chased by an actor dressed as a werewolf and fell to the ground, but did not sustain any injuries from the fall. Despite not being harmed, the woman filed a lawsuit against the actor and everyone involved with the venue, claiming psychological trauma from the experience. The court dismissed the claim, ruling that psychological trauma could be expected when visiting a haunted house designed to scare its visitors. This was, of course, pretty obvious, but you know what isn't? Your safety online. The internet is full of shady sites and trackers. That's why you need a solid VPN. Huge thanks to Cyberghost VPN for sponsoring this video. Cyberghost routes your traffic through a secure, encrypted tunnel, keeping your IP hidden and your data private. Just turn on Cyberghost VPN before you browse. It encrypts and reroutes 100% of your traffic through their secure servers, so no one will even know about your online activity. What's more, Cyberghost VPN doesn't keep logs, so not even themselves know what you do online. With just a few clicks, you can change your virtual location. One subscription covers up to 7 devices, perfect for sharing with family or friends. Right now, they're offering $2.03 a month, plus 4 free months. That's 84% off, along with a 45-day money-back guarantee and 24/7 support. Join over 38 million users and grab your discount via the link in the description. Stay safe out there. The Michael Jordan Trial. In 2002, a man from Oregon filed a personal injury lawsuit against Michael Jordan and Nike. He claimed that he was repeatedly mistaken for Michael Jordan due to their apparent resemblance, which caused him significant emotional distress. The court dismissed the lawsuit because he could not demonstrate any actual injuries caused by the situation, and the resemblance between him and Jordan was deemed to be minimal. The Aging Trial. In 2018, a 69-year-old man from the Netherlands filed a lawsuit seeking to legally change his age to 49 years old. He argued that he felt discriminated against because his real age negatively impacted his job prospects and his chances of success on Tinder. He claimed that people were biased against him due to his age, and changing it legally would allow him to avoid ageism. The court rejected his claim, ruling that things such as voting, pensions, and legal contracts are dependent on a person's age, making it unfair for someone to change their age whenever they feel like it, as doing so would cause significant legal implications. The Bad Date Trial. In 2017, a 37-year-old man from Austin, Texas, filed a lawsuit against a woman he had gone on a date with, claiming that her behavior during their time at the movies was so offensive that it ruined his experience. The man alleged that, while watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the woman spent the entire time texting on her phone instead of watching the film, which violated theater rules and severely impacted his ability to enjoy the movie. The man demanded his date pay him the price of the movie ticket, $17.31, as compensation for the inconvenience she caused. Surprisingly, the woman accepted the man's claims and agreed to the settlement offer. The Sandwich Trial. In 2013, a teenager from the United States discovered that his Subway foot-long sandwich measured only 11 inches, not the advertised 12 inches. This seemingly insignificant difference led to a class action lawsuit, as the boy claimed that Subway was misleading customers by not delivering sandwiches of the advertised length. The case gained a lot of attention, and Subway agreed to settle the lawsuit in 2016. The settlement involved Subway promising to ensure its sandwiches would be consistently 12 inches long going forward. The Cadaver Trial. In 897 CE, Pope Stephen VI commanded that the body of his predecessor, Pope Formosus, who had been dead for several months, be removed from his grave to participate in a court case. Formosus's corpse was dressed in papal robes, propped up on a throne in the Basilica of St. John Lateran, and subjected to a formal trial. The charges against Formosus were primarily political. He was accused of violating church laws by allegedly serving as a bishop while switching dioceses and conspiring against Emperor Lambert of Italy. The prosecution proceeded as if Formosus were alive, with a deacon appointed to speak on behalf of the dead pope. To no one's surprise, the verdict was guilty. Pope Stephen VI ordered Formosus's papal acts to be nullified, his corpse stripped of its vestments, his 3 blessing fingers on his right hand severed, and his body thrown into the Tiber River. The Kidnap Trial. In September 2009, Jesse Dimmick, a fugitive wanted for murder, kidnapped a couple in Kansas. Dimmick broke into their home and held them hostage, demanding that they help him evade capture. However, after a while, Dimmick fell asleep, and the couple managed to escape and alert the police, leading to his arrest. In the following days, the couple filed a lawsuit against Dimmick, seeking $75,000 in damages for their traumatic experience. Dimmick's response was unexpected. He countersued the couple for breach of contract. He claimed that they had entered into a legally binding oral agreement in which the couple had agreed to hide him from the police in exchange for some benefit or understanding. Essentially, Dimmick argued that the couple had broken their word by escaping. The court found his claim to be absurd, and the countersuit was dismissed. The couple's original lawsuit moved forward. The Prisoner Trial. In 1995, a prisoner in Virginia tried to sue himself because he violated his religious beliefs by getting drunk. Since he believed his drinking was a personal rights violation, he demanded $5 million in damages from himself. But since he was in prison and couldn't earn money to pay himself, he asked the state of Virginia to cover the $5 million on his behalf. His argument was that he was a ward of the state, and therefore they were financially responsible for him. Of course, the judge dismissed the lawsuit, calling it ludicrous. Don't forget to click on the description link to get the special discount Cyberghost VPN is granting to our channel users. This application will protect your data while you browse and give you full access to all blocked content on the internet for $2.03 a month only. Totally risk-free, so check it out. Link in the description.